Howdy, hey, guys, gals, and non-buying pals. Welcome to another Tuesday draw along here with Nest of Friends. It's great to see you. I hope I find you well. I'm looking at myself on the big screen because I am upstairs trying to stave off this heat thanks to LA and the Valley and everything that's been going on. Uh, if you do show up, let me know how you're doing in the chat. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Twitch. We are very live on Substack Live right now. So yeah, come say hi. Gosh, what do we have going on? This week, Friday, at Lawless Brewing Company at 7 p.m., we're going to be doing Out for Blood. That's going to be our Last of Us themed figure drawing event. We're going to have two models, one dressed up as Abby, the other one dressed up as a clicker. And yeah, there's going to be a putting iron because I just bought one today. And if you don't get that reference, you're going to have to buy tickets to come find out. Guess where those tickets are? Right here in this lovely QR code right behind my blacked out hand. You can see and scan that code to get information on everything Nest of Friends, including our sketch by sketch live themed theatrical figure drawing programming. And our next one after Out for Blood is going to be Spark and Heart. It'll be our first Studio Ghibli themed figure drawing event. I won't let you know which movie it is, but I can tell you that Calcifer will be there. Another reference for those who may not need. It's Howl's Moving Castle. We're going to do Howl's Moving Castle. I don't know why I'm being coy. You all knows what it is. Yeah, definitely new background. We are upstairs because it is way too hot to be into the garage. Thank you for being here, Mega Dragon, as always. Glad to see you. Yeah, QR code. QR code's always been there. Has it not been there before? It's there now. Uh, and yeah, so July 3rd, Spark and Heart. That'll be our Howl's Moving Castle themed figure draw. That's going to be at Geeky Tees. Again, you can get those tickets. Yes, it is going to feature one of our favorite Twitch commenters, a la Mega Dragon. Thanks for being here, bud. Thank you to everyone who's watching along wherever you are, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch or joining us on Substack Live, the test bed of what I can do now that I don't need to use my phone as an overhead camera, thanks to the iPad being plugged in. In between all of that, July 28th, we're going to be at the San Fernando Valley Pride. That's right, we're going to be at one of the resource booths in the resource section with a bunch of other non-for-profits and community aid programs that are all pride oriented for the LGBTQ plus community, as well as anyone who may be looking to foster community. We encourage everyone to come out, support, and yeah, come visit us. QR code's not always been there? Well, good job. Oh, it was always there. Hey, Lullabotomy, thanks for being here. Glad to see that there's some familiar names in the chat. Hope you're all having a happy Tuesday. If you're on YouTube and you don't hear the cool tunes and you're wondering who I'm talking to, flip on over to the Twitch. That's Nest of Friends at Twitch if you want to hear this sweet playlist and if you want to engage in our live community chat. Or if you want to pioneer the chat on YouTube, go ahead and give it a click and a clack on your keyboard and come say hi there. I can see both now. Thanks again to our friend Mega Dragon for helping an old codger like myself finally get caught up with these modern luxuries of live streaming. Grateful for our community here at Nest of Friends and for our community at Sketch by Sketch, who are now, adopted by our Nest of Friends community. But yeah, we'll be at San Fernando Valley Pride on the 28th. We'll be at the Van Nuys Civic Center. I believe the march starts before. Well, you know what? We can go and check out real quick. Because you best believe I've got that right here on the trusty dusty iPad. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all staying cool. It's a hot one. I saw my buddy Biscuit, the squirrel, today. Haven't seen him in a while, but he's definitely looking a lot better than the last time I saw him. I'll tell you more of that story in a second as soon as I can get myself situated. Let's see what's going on. San Fernando Valley Pride. It's a free event at the San Fernando Valley Pride. Hey, Dipsy Doodle, welcome. Glad to see you showing up and being here. Not that you had to be here, just grateful you're here. So, here's the programming for the San Fernando Valley Pride. There's going to be a march at 11 a.m., and then there's going to be the festival at 1 p.m. So come join both of those, and once you do the march, come check us out at the Resource Center at the Van Nuys Civic Center. We're going to be doing some volunteer figure drawing and volunteer figure modeling. So at the very least, we'll be drawing people walking around so that all the people who don't know all of the joy of Sketch by Sketch and Nest of Friends can come get to meet some of our community members and our volunteers and see it for themselves. I don't know why Keynote is trying to turn on right now. Oh, it's my Mac cleanup. Let's just get you out of there. No reason to have unnecessary apps going right now. How's everyone doing today? What's everyone's secret to staying cool on this hot and bothered Tuesday? I hope we're all hydrating. I'm looking forward to the chaos in the chat now that I know Mega Dragon, Lollabotomy, and Dipsy Doodle are here. I was going to keep working on that comic, even though I'm sure you've all seen it and you're all tired of it. But I do want to share something. You sprayed yourself with the hose? I mean, that's good. Yeah, I'd stay indoors too. Close all the thermal window shades so you can not let any of the heat in and not let whatever cool you've got. Regretted it? Yeah. I left the house once, to quote Johnny Dangerously. Sorry about last week. There was an impromptu fire. Not that any fire should be promptu, but there was an impromptu fire not 3 miles away from Narnia Nest, right here in Burbank. And we don't take chances here at Narnia Nest, at Nest of Friends. So we canceled the stream because we got a tentative like fire alert. There was no warning or evacuation warning, but it was close enough that we didn't want to be caught off guard. So packed all the bags, and then literally like 5 minutes before 6, when I start the Twitch, the fire was contained, closed off, all of the warnings were lifted. So rather than, beat myself up, I just turned on the Twitch and the YouTube, and I started watching Pool Man featuring Chris Pine, which if you've been around me, you've heard me sing the praises of this movie, and I really, really, really encourage you, if you haven't, go on Hulu and watch it, and then tweet or slide into Chris Pine's DMs and let him know how much you love the movie. It's basically, how do I describe it? It's Roger Rabbit without the cartoons. It's a love letter to Los Angeles without it being a love letter to Hollywood. Not that there isn't Hollywood involved. And I will say this, this is my third time watching it, and every time I watch it, I get to appreciate something different about it. This time, I really got to take in all of the art direction and all of the work that went behind every single frame. I tell you, every single shot in that movie is a painting. The wallpaper, the costumes, the fucking, even the makeup on specifically DeWanda Weiss, just chef's kiss to everyone involved. I already read the credits for every single person on every single art team in that movie on the last Twitch. So if you want, you can go back and rewatch that. I give you a pretty strong indication when to start the movie. So I believe the last week's episode is still up. If it's not, I'll find a way to get it somewhere. Maybe I'll put it on the Substack feed as a bonus rewatch. I also, now that we have the Substack premiere, I forgot to mention, guys, gals, non-binary pals, the podcast premiered this Monday. Guest of Friends, a Nest of Friends podcast. Finally, after the last couple of almost a month of hard work, we finally premiered it. It's on Spotify, it's on iTunes, it is on YouTube. You can watch it right after this if you are on YouTube and you want to watch the video feed, or if you just want to listen along, head on over to Spotify and iTunes and, make it part of your regular commute. Our first guest was Mark Andrews, the director of Brave. And I will say this, it was a heck of a time. I was just re-watching the edit today because I was pulling clips to promote the podcast. So look forward to seeing more of that on your feed. And also, tell your friends. It's hard being a mom and pop nonprofit, especially when you've got a weekly live stream, 2 regular monthly events, plus a podcast. Not to mention, we did our first workshop this month. I did a figure drawing 101. He is cool, Mega Dragon. I'm glad you appreciate him. Silly goose. No, Mark is a genuinely cool guy. I'm really glad. I didn't get a chance to talk with him that much when he came to our event the first time he got to check out Sketch by Sketch. But getting to sit down with him, even just on Zoom, and chat him up and nerd out a little bit, especially about his journey and his career. I mean, look, we could talk about it, or you could just go watch/listen to it right here on YouTube. We will have him back. Lobotomy, I believe, I'm sure he's your dad. He's probably dad to many. You fucking nerds. I love you all. I hope you're all doing great tonight. Let me know what everyone's making for dinner. I gotta figure that out myself after this. My amazing producing partner is off playing Baldur's Gate right now with one of their friends, and I don't know what we're gonna do /plan. I believe we're doing a chicken stir fry tonight. So if you've got ideas for that, let me know in the chat what I should do. In other news, our friend Mandy, owner and operator of Geeky Glamorous in Sherman Oaks, accepted one of my art pieces for her video game cartridge art show, and I'm going to preview it with you all here right now because it's what I spent my off-screen drawing time working on when I wasn't doing this. So I'm just going to flip over to that. Sweet transition in 1-2 now. There it is. Look at her. Ain't that fun? Got to finally break out some colors. So if you don't know, Geeky Glamorous is a amazing pre-loved and bespoke nerd shop in Sherman Oaks. One of our amazing vendors for our live figure drawing events, Mandy. They are celebrating 1 year of having their brick and mortar. So make sure to go check out Geeky Glamorous on Instagram and tell Mandy that Sketch and Nest of Friends sent you, and help them celebrate many more years to come. They're having an art cartridge art show. So she's got a bunch of local artists who made some custom art cartridge games, and this is the cover for my Super NES game called D&D's Nuts. It is obviously a play on the webcomic that we are drawing right here for D&D's Nuts, a Swords and Squirrels saga. I got to figure out the subtitle. I'm having too much fun just drawing squirrels with swords and hammers, and we're going to get to that in a second. But I also, I know, I got to play with color for a little bit. I will say this, I definitely prefer CYK. It's definitely brighter on the screen, and it also pops so much better on the printer. You want to see something else that's really cool? Let me show you what Mitra Katsuyoshi, one of our favorite artists at Nest of Friends and Sketch by Sketch, was kind enough to donate for us. This is the cover art to the podcast, everybody. How cool is that? She did such an amazing job. I am so proud / amazed by all the work she did. She was so super kind and considerate, considering that she has a jam-packed list of commissions. She made time for us, and managed to be able. Hey, Kausta, good to see you. She made so much time to like get this done just in time for us to release the podcast. Yeah, it is definitely on brand. Who doesn't love seeing a crow and a squirrel doing a podcast? Look at them. There's our Tipsy. There's our buddy. I'm really proud of this one. It's really something special, and there's going to be merch featuring this real soon. So speaking of merch, we've got a whole bunch over at nestofriends.org. If you want to continue to support the podcast, if you want to continue to support the live figure drawing shows, the first thing you can do is tell your friends, share us, like us, leave a comment in all the places, especially on the podcast right now, so we can help those metrics boom. Head on over to the YouTube, give us all the thumbs, give us all the stars, give us all the meow meow beans, type in all the cool stuff you love about us, let them know. We are still trying to sell tickets for this Friday's upcoming Out for Blood Last of Us, so help us make sure that we can keep the lights on. And look, if you want to make it real easy, we've got a donate button. If you head over to nestofriends.org and you want to make a tax-deductible donation, we could use it more than ever right now. Look, there are so many things, so many businesses that are suffering, especially if you are in Los Angeles. I don't need to tell you how hard it is to feel like it's okay to go outside, and that's without talking about the sun. So know that we are doing everything we can to make our community a safe place for anyone and everyone, and that we're doing everything we can to make sure that we can do that for years to come. So the best thing you can do is tell people, let them know, hey, have you heard of Sketch by Sketch? Hey, you should look at this nonprofit, Nest of Friends. Even if that's just sliding into somebody's DM, or if that's leaving a comment, or, if that's, leaving a note on the nightstand of your booty call saying, hey, thanks for a great time. Now follow Nest of Friends. We think all press is good press. So make sure you spread that good word. And if you want to copy and paste this QR code so they know where to donate, that helps us out a lot. But that said, I don't know why you're staring hard at Lobotomy. Who's clocking who? Look, I'm just happy people are having full social lives. Learning so much about my chat tonight. That said, if you want to support us and you want to look cute doing it, you can go ahead over to nestofriends.org. Check out our online store. We've got guys, gals, non-buying pals, tank tops, t-shirts, hoodies. We've got a guy, a gal, and a non-buying pal hat, so you can let the world remember who you are without even having to say a word. And if you like some fashion with your function, we've got lavender colored guys, gals, non-buying pals fanny packs. There's a tongue twister if I ever. That's right. What better piece of omnisexual attire is there than a frickin' fanny pack? So head on over to the store, get your stuff got before it's gone, and support your favorite nonprofit at the same time. I promised that I would share an update on my buddy Biscuit, so I'm going to do that right now. Biscuit is up. There's a bunch of me. This was our buddy Biscuit. Biscuit is... I'm really clocking my location online, aren't I? Love that for me. Just for the whole world to find out. Whatever. But this is my buddy Biscuit. Biscuit, to give you all an idea of who and how we met him. A couple of months ago, almost like 6 months ago, when I was actually downstairs, like having a phone call for a job interview. I can tell you that Jen interrupted my phone call because there was this very, very injured squirrel sitting right over here on our roof. And he had gotten toe up Like, it looked like he had a couple of gashes on his side, and he looked like he had been snatched and dropped by like a bird of prey, either an owl or one of the local raptors, or he probably got into a really bad squirrel fight. I couldn't tell you what. Um, but poor fella, he sat on our roof, and it was the first time we had seen the squirrel. We have had a few squirrels come and go during our time here at Narnia Nest West, but this poor fella, my gosh, he was wow. I mean, I was worried about him. I was so worried about him. He had hardly eaten anything. He couldn't climb. He had managed to hop his way up the same steps you're seeing in this footage just now onto the pitch of our roof before he inevitably like got better enough that he could start like squirreling again. But a couple of days ago, Jen told me when I was out at a job interview that that she was pretty sure she saw Biscuit, and it had been months since we had seen Biscuit. Last time we saw him, we knew it was a good sign he was improving by like day 3 of him visiting us, because he was the first squirrel I had ever seen that was eating croissants. A friend of ours left us some like a party platter of buttered bread croissants from Ralph's, and they had gotten a little stale. So I was actually giving them to the crows outside, and I've only ever seen squirrels, especially in our neighborhood, eat nuts, whether it was the almonds or the peanuts or the walnuts we were giving them. But poor Biscuit was so in his recovery journey that he's like, I'm going to eat this. And it was a sign of improvement, and I'm grateful that it helped him, because only a couple days after that did he kind of like, wander back into his journey, and then we haven't seen him since until yesterday and until today. So I'm going to play this for you just so you can get a sense of how he's doing. I don't know if you'll hear any of the audio coming through.
Hey, buddy.
But yeah, he's right there. And you can kind of see he'll start hopping in a second. Oh, that poor pathetic
Biscuit,
hop.
your poor backside.
Which, believe you me, is a sign of improvement for him.
Hey, Biscuit. Hey, buddy.
So yeah, that's our Biscuit. He's been drinking his water. Well, thank you for your update on lurking, Mega Dragon. So
Biscuit,
he's
okay.
Backside. He's drinking his water, and he is definitely still able to climb. I saw him get up on the tree right before I made it down there to check on him. But he
Biscuit, your poor backside.
He's my little guy. He's
Hey, Biscuit.
He's the one that I worried about
buddy.
the most, and he would. I remember sitting outside with him to let him know that he wasn't going to be alone during his recovery journey. So I'm glad that he has come back to check on us.
Biscuit,
it's been
backside.
rough, and sometimes seeing a friend, even if it's a little furry friend like Biscuit,
Hey, Biscuit.
is a
buddy.
nice bit of comfort. All right, let me transition so I don't tell the whole world where I live again. Honestly, if you're watching, come say hi. I could use the attention. But let's pivot from drawing some squirrels. I was going to draw some robots, because if you listen to our premium account over on Substack, where you can gain access to a lot of bonus features, including our uncut, unedited, slightly edited, I'm not a monster, but our uncut, lengthier conversation with Mark Andrews. You'll also know that he gave me a prompt, so I'm going to finish that prompt on this live stream right now, and then you can watch the speed through on it later when I give it the nice polish after this. I know one of our prime commenters mentioned, what do I like more, Procreate or Affinity? So the reason I do like Procreate is because you can capture time lapses. So I won't tell you what the prompt is, but I will let you see. This was based on Mark's suggestion. So this is what I'm going to be working on for a little bit, while everyone tells me what they're cooking for dinner tonight. What did I see? I saw some I saw a beef stir fry in that. I wish I had beef. We're more of a chicken house. Rice and beef. Oh, that does sound good though. With vegetables. What are your favorite vegetables? I like to put in broccoli and green beans. I also love a good onion, but you know, some people, that's not a lot of people's journey. So, no shame on that. I've got so many different wires and microphone situations going on. And so much hair. My goodness. You know, I don't regret growing the hair out because my neck isn't as red as it usually is when it's short and the sun's been out for this long. But I will say it does make it hard to have a nice consistent shampoo budget. So yeah, this is Mace and Lightning. If you know anything about Mark Andrews. Did I lose my YouTube again? No. Oh, there it is. Just having some buffering issues on YouTube. Gosh golly, that's good. Hopefully I won't overload it with all of this sweet digital drawing. Baking some pork chops. Now all I can think about is pork chops. What are you stuffing in the pork chops? Are we talking like a Stouffer situation? Hey, Ashley, welcome to the Substack. If you really want to see where the magic is, come on over to Twitch and YouTube and come say hi and join the chat there. But thank you for following us. Hi, everyone. Say hi to Ashley. Oh, that's the bigger screen. Hope you're all having a great chill Tuesday. If you want to see what I'm drawing, you can check it out on Twitch and YouTube right now. So I will tell you a little bit about Mark's prompts. So Mark worked on Super Big Robot Brothers. Big Super Brother Robots. My dyslexia loves this game. And his prompt was, I needed to draw the cousins that were going to appear in season 2. So, who knows? Maybe if Netflix gets off their dinkus, maybe Mark will take kindness and throw this into consideration for the rough drafts of the cousins. Now, I love some feisty gals, and I thought, what better way to offer something different than to make the cousins female presenting. And he didn't suggest the names. Oh, hi, Ashley. Ashley, your friends on Twitch are saying hi, so if you want to say hi to them, you can always head over to twitch.tv/nestofriends and see where your community is. And likewise to my Twitch and YouTube friends, if you want to head on over to the Substack, I might leave that going a little bit longer just to have a post wind down chat. But in the meantime, I wanted to hit some ground finishing up this drawing for Mark's prompt suggestion, because I said I would put that out tomorrow. And I like the accountability of this group to give me the headspace to not doom scroll and finish my own work assignments for myself. So the characters that I created for this are called Mace and Lightning. And I tried to do some I like to concept, especially with pretty rudimentary ideas. So with Mace, I focused on round but pointy. And then with Lightning, I focused on fast and sharp. So if you took our figure drawing 101 workshop, you would know that I mentioned a lot about shape language and how to use smart, simplified shapes to kind of create a universal understanding of who these characters are. And since this is a kids adventure action series on Netflix, I really tried to focus on that. Here, Ashley, since you're joining us on Substack, I'll give you a preview. Oh no, everyone else, the screen went black because my cable's being persnickety. That's okay, we'll get it back in a second. That's what happens when I try to include Ashley. I'm not saying you're the problem, Ashley. I'm saying technology is. And if you've been with us long enough, everybody, you know my plights with technology. What happens if I go back to the main and come back to this? If I do an unplug and a replug. Who doesn't love some tech issues? But yeah, gosh, pork chops, beef and rice. Do you like to cook the beef with the rice, or do you like to do it separate? What's the vibe? Are we talking like a country steak? Gosh, I'd go for a country steak right now. Who doesn't love country fried steak? My arteries doesn't. Who doesn't love a good tech issue in the middle of it all? If I just transition, will you wake it up? Yeah, you're there. You're there. Yep, there's that one. Well, at least there's no fire. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now, and then we'll do a little bit more with the webcomic. Should I be getting further? Yes. Am I a human being alive in 2020 right now? Boy, am I. I hope everyone who's protesting is being boisterous and building community and supporting each other and bringing truth to power and making them accountable to all of the guys, gals, and non-bind pals across the world who deserve safety, consideration, and kindness. Okay, gal. I want you to work because everybody wants to see what we're drawing. I don't know why this has to be hard. What a pickle. Yeah, there you are. Just not talking to the OBS, huh? That's all? Well, what a poopy time. But yeah, everyone, make sure to go check out the Nest of Friends podcast. Again, it's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. It is not on LinkedIn. Although we do have a LinkedIn that we have neglected. Maybe we should put it on Reddit. I don't know. Does Reddit take podcasts? One way to find out. Would really love this. What happens if I just do that? We were doing so good earlier. What if I turn this off? Okay. I'm not saying technology should let us down. I just get annoyed when it lets me down in the middle of all this. Okay. You found out about Sketch by Sketch from Reddit? That's good to know. That's awesome. Well, maybe that's where we'll start putting some energy again, is back into Reddit. Yeah, I just want you to turn on, little guy. I want the people to see all the cool stuff we're drawing. Wow. Maybe I need to swap out this cable. Stand by, everybody. We're still here. We're still here. We're just making magic happen. One stream at a time. But yeah, we're upstairs here in Narnia Nest West. The original Narnia Nest was in New York. Was looking for stuff to do in the San Fernando Valley, which was, don't worry, I saw it. Thank you, Lobotomy. Fortuitous, because most of the stuff is complaining about petty crimes or whatever. Is that how Reddit has become? It's just a place for people to lament and vent? I mean, that's relatable. I gotta work on my shit posting tendencies. Myself. Alright, we're gonna swap this cable. Lady shot. For this cable. And see if that helps the iPad talk to this one. Alright, you're plugged in. Alright, you're there. Still not showing up on OBS. What the frig? Should I just make another input? I really appreciate you guys coming back week after week to watch me figure out OBS. I guess I should make this a Twitch about working on OBS at this point. Another reason to donate to the nonprofit is so we can get better equipment than this geriatric laptop to stream from. But I am so grateful to people like Mega Dragon. The subreddit specifically is a crapshoot. Oh, you meant the San Fernando Valley subreddit? That makes sense, Lobotomy. That makes a lot of sense. Hey, what's everyone's shampoo and conditioner referral? I can't do coconut or lavender because I think I've got an allergy, and tea tree oil. But I'm always out looking for new conditioners. Call this iPad backup. See if that does anything. Yeah. Nothing, eh? Huh. Wild. Wonder what that's about. What if I just take this out and put this in? Trying to be considerate of everyone in case the phone wanted to be plugged in. Don't know what you're saying. Pretty sure you're a bot. So, thanks for coming in and saying hi. Well, yeah, you're definitely a bot. Well, Just in time. Oh, Ocean and Timber. Thank you. You like native. I really thought you were a bot for a second because I had no idea what native was. But thank you, Cyrus. Good to see you here, bud. Ocean and Timber, the conditioner. I really wish I'd get this iPad to get going. I don't know why she decided not to this time. If you've joined us on the Twitch before, I really wish this wasn't such a recurring saga. She'll get going and then she'll black out, but she always came back up, and now she's just like, nah. What if I close the QuickTime and come back to it? I'll do that. Let's QuickTime? QuickTime? Native makes good body wash? That's good to know. As soon as I get a job and I can afford that, I'd be happy to. By the way, if anyone knows anyone who's hiring, don't think I'm not ashamed to admit that on a Twitch. But I digress. Waiting to hear back from an interactive children's museum, but the person who interviewed me went on a 3-week vacation like the day after I interviewed. And after emailing them once a week and not hearing from them, I called them and left a voicemail. So I wonder if it's longer than 3 weeks at this point. But like I said, everyone's going through it. And everyone's doing their best to survive, but there's so little work right now, especially in event production, which is a lot of my bread and butter before I moved out here. All right, that's my face again. I don't need to see my face again. Now, let's plug you back in. And let's plug you back in. Oh, golly gee. I guess it is just closing out the QuickTime and doing that again. Okay, everybody. We're cooking with molasses. And of course, my screen got moved around. So fix that. Wow. Who doesn't love a good tech issue? So, let's get back to drawing some robots. Oh wow, YouTube is definitely dropping some frames. But hopefully it's not too choppy for you all watching the Twitch right now. Probably pumping a lot of graphics through my old 2012 laptop. Native makes good body wash. Are they paraffin free? Because your boy has soft porcelain baby skin. Not to brag. Oh boy, does OBS like to not work. Famously for me, but maybe that's just me over projecting and acting like I'm the center of the universe. I do suffer from being a blessed only child, which means, you know, I've got things that I still have to reparent myself on. That said, Mama Sketch, if you're watching, I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm grateful for you. I'm really impressed by everything you're doing recovery-wise. For those who don't know, my Mama Sketch is going through a bit of cancer treatment at the moment, so it is real hard being here and not being there. So if you're watching from home, Mom, I love you. All right, let's draw some robots. None of this sentimentality nonsense. But yeah, join us for Out for Blood this Friday. And then on the 28th, will be over at the San Fernando Valley Pride. Doing some free figure drawing for the folks. Anyone who wants to model, come be a model. Anyone who wants to draw, come draw. And if we don't have models to draw, we're just going to draw people as they walk by. And we're going to give out sketches of them. So if you want to be a part and foster community at the same time. Oh, Twitch chat sends their love to Mama Sketch. Thank you, Twitch chat. But yeah, come draw with us. Come help make and meet friends. Lightning looks a little demonic, but that's what I like about her. She's sharp and she's fast. Just like the best of us. I'm going to try to be quick here. Just kind of going through and adding some value to certain lines to kind of help lead the eye where I want them to, towards the center of the subject, while also kind of indicating where the light's coming from, which, when in doubt, put it above you, or in my case, directly in front of my face. If you're at our Figure Drawing 101, you would remember that I emphasized moving around as much as possible to keep yourself from being hyperfixated and overly critical. Well, considering I've already done a good majority of the line work, and I kind of get a sense of where I'm going and what values I'm playing with, this makes it easier to kind of just go back over and redraw what I'm doing without, like, you know, overthinking it or conceptualizing it. All the hard work in concepting it, I already did. Now, maybe that's what I shouldn't do. I shouldn't minimize it. I'm trying to keep the frames from dropping, but I got so many videos processing between the OBS and the YouTube and the QuickTime and on the iPad. I suspect I might be overclocking processors. Hire me, he said to the universe. Like I said, everyone, if you can, or if you know people who can, send them over to the nestofriends.org. Have them hit that donate button. Tax-deductible donation goes a long way. Helps us keep the lights on, helps support all of our talented models, our amazing community, the stellar outreach programs that Jen and I try to foster for everyone out here. Every little bit adds up. Remember, healing by 1,000 bandages, just like death from 1,000 cuts. Every little bit goes a long way. Hopefully I'm not too quiet. Sorry about that. Oh, golly. Again. My goodness. Spoke too soon. Got too cocky. Let's see, if I just close the QuickTime, will that fix it? No. Don't get that lucky twice, I guess. What a headache. Blessings be to the OBS gods. Let's try this again. I hope I'm coming through clear to everybody. What's everyone got planned tomorrow? What's the vibe for Wednesday? Is there anything you guys want to chat about? We can easily pivot to just chatting. I'm happy to tell you guys about me, about all of the many squirrels. It's not just Tipsy and Tootie. Don't you fret. Alright, fingers crossed. Yeah, that's my face again. Oh, hey. Oh, hey. We're doing it. Yay, Charlie. The YouTube is so delayed. I panic to think, is it working? And it is. Boy, boy, boy. That's such a fat line. Not that there's anything wrong with a fat line. So the idea with Mace and Lightning, the squirrel lore is always good. We can get into squirrel lore. The idea with these two characters is that they're sisters, but they're cousins to the hero characters, the super big robot brothers. And they're the super awesome robot sisters. And I felt like with them, I wanted to play with like vastly different design elements than the heroes in the show from season 1. Oh, Lollabotomy, have fun with your date. Lord knows I always have a date with OBS. Make sure to tell them about Nest of Friends, and if they really like you, they should make a tax-deductible donation. Not that that's a requirement for affection in 2025. You date the way you're supposed to. But with the super awesome robot sisters, I wanted Lightning to be a typical speedster, but with sharp edges and a sharp wit. And she's like held together by electromagnetism. So the faster she goes, the more of a charge that she builds. And that charge is built on what holds her together. And then Mace, she's got like more of the tough, sharp edge, where that she's pointy, but she also wants a hug. And she's literally made of balls and chains and spikes. But you know, for a children's robot cartoon. So everything that holds Mace together is a chain, and everything that holds Lightning together is literal energy. So I did a super simplified design. Now look, would this get me a job on Mark's staff as a previs guy? I don't know. He might buy a thumbnail off of me. But for me, an ideator who loves to play with elements, I made one strong choice and I really stuck with it. Oh, thanks, Cyrus. I made like a pretty high concept choice and I tried to just lean into that. So I didn't do a lot of like redesigning on either of these ideas. Mostly because there's so much going on that I was like, I gotta commit to one specific idea for 2 characters and rock it out. Because after this, I've got another prompt for our next podcast guest, which make sure to subscribe to our Substack to find out who that is. nestofriends.substack.com. Cyrus, I'm sorry I thought you were a bot earlier. I haven't seen you in the chat before, so thanks for joining us tonight. If this is the same Cyrus I'm thinking of, I hope Block Party was a lot of fun. The video was really cool, and I snuck in during Darkstina's Instagram live stream. Is that what they call it on Instagram? Instagram Live. When the bulldozer got to drive over your print, and it looked really fucking cool, dude. I'm really proud of you. So with Lightning, they've got like these like origami layers to their body, so they're like metal that folds on to themselves and unfolds based on what they need to do. So that's why they look like stacks of paper books in between their joints. Does anyone here watch Star Trek? Because one of the things that I thought was nice about Star Trek Discovery, oh dude, that was you. Good, I'm glad. Oh, you're Christina? I was just trying to use aliases and not outright label anybody, but if that's your journey to share, I'm sure you're very tired. That must have been a lot of work. It still looked really cool. Yeah, they look really nice. Now I gotta do a little bit of value breakup to kind of sell what's going on in between these joints, I think. Guess I gotta spend more time on Reddit. Maybe that's what I'll do after this. But we want to talk about squirrel lore, so we can get into squirrel lore right now. We have named Sprocket's kids. We call them Bunny and Shorty. Shorty because he's got a slightly shorter tail, and Bunny because she hops like a bunny, and she's got little round ears. Bunny is very brave. She is much like her mother Sprocket. She'll come right up to the window and look at us and tell us when it's feeding time. Shorty, this fucking cable. Ugh. Come on. You were doing so good. Guys, thanks for watching the futzing with QuickTime video. Oh, thanks for the follow, Cyrus. That means a lot. So far, we're not dropping any frames, and we're still on YouTube. And right now, my biggest pickle seems to be getting the QuickTime to stay on. I have this dumb little adapter that doesn't want to adapt, I guess. There it is. Transition. That was from my musical theater girlies, guilies, and non-bind pallies. Yeah, when does everyone else Twitch? I've only been doing Tuesdays, and while I've been grateful to be able to provide time and space for our community members, I'd also love to meet all of the folks around the world who may not be familiar with us and help them learn who we are. But I also want to spend more time with you all because I get so little time to talk to everyone when we're doing our live events. And I'm really excited about everything we've been able to do with our community online and IRL. It's just hard. You all know this, growing a business, especially in this era. We're recording another episode of our podcast tomorrow. This will be our third guest on the show. And then next Wednesday, I'll be interviewing our fourth guest, and I'm already lining up numbers 5 and 6. But, we should also open it up to our community members. If there's anyone that you would love to see us talk to, let us know who we should reach out to and talk to about their journey building community. Mark was so lovely to chat with. And our next guest you're going to love even more. I'll spoil it some for you. She is a comedian and content creator. Her name is Lauren Hope Crass. Like grass, but with a K. And she is one of my oldest and dearest friends from my time in New York. I met her almost a decade ago when I first started doing figure drawing at a comedy club, and one of our models called out on us. This effing screen. Guys, gals, I swear I'm so much better than this. We're all better than this. Sometimes technology technologizes. I'm really grateful for all of you being here. I keep saying that because it keeps mattering. I guess OBS just doesn't want to talk to my iPad anymore. What a fickle pickle. Well, what's everyone enjoying online right now? Any hot cartoons to partake in? Any fantastic rewatches ahead of schedule? Any live events they're looking forward to? All right. Don't quit on me. Quick time. I'm here to draw robots with my friends. And then we're going to draw squirrels in a little bit. It's hard to talk and draw at the same time. Some people can do it. I'm learning how to do it. I know so many of you are tired and making dinner and going on hot dates. Living your full, rich lives. Meanwhile, old grandpa TikTok here is just talking about his squirrels. And loving every second of it. Never apologize for your truth. Never apologize for your truth. Let's see, is that music still playing? Or did I pause it? Did I pause that music? Is it just that low? All that lo-fi realness. Maybe it's time for one of our signature sketch by sketch playlists. This one's from Myth. This was from our Lore Olympus night. Let me know if that's too loud for you in the chat. I'm definitely learning my posture game. I'm actually on the couch in our living room at this moment. If you're watching on YouTube and you're wondering, what is Sketch dancing along to? We bypassed that problem with the algorithm, so you gotta head over to Twitch. The Twitch live stream won't be on the syndication if you want to hear the playlist. Or you can just go up to Sketch by Sketch Tunes and listen along wherever you are. Ashley, thanks for hanging around on the Substack. For those who may not be aware, a friend of the community, Celine, just launched their crowdfunding for their book. And if you know anything about Celine, they love drawing maps and talking about fantasy books. And they read so much. Like literally they've read like, I don't know, like 50 books this year, they told me. It's only June still. Brag. Wish I had a colorist for these characters. That was a really good line, but it was too fat for me. That's better. Yeah, it was nice chatting with Mark about our mutual anime loves. I was pulling clips today for ads, and we were nerding out over both Ghibli and Akira. I have a hard time rewatching Akira just because it is so overwhelming. Like the like stimulation factor by the sheer amount of animation. Every single shot is a one shot, and it's just, not to overuse a term just because I was re-listening to us talk about that, but my gosh, Mark was right. It's impossible to watch that movie and not be in awe of the craftsmanship, the storytelling, the work ethic. Even in the manga, just looking at like the still shots that those manga artists had to build, gosh, those were epic. Like I said, it's hard to talk and draw at the same time. So I hope the playlist is giving your ears something to enjoy. What's everyone excited for coming out? Movie wise, TV wise, book wise? What's on your much watch, your must read, your must listens? Let me know. I guess everyone's busy making dinner, and I'm glad. Thank you all for being here. Let's see, more squirrel lore. Well, one of the things I miss about when it was like that perfect temperature outside and I could sit outside and work in the garage studio was I used to have one of my squirrels, because Jen has her squirrels, I have my squirrels, we have our squirrels. But one of my squirrels, his name was Spicy, and Spicy would come walk into the garage. He would walk right up to my chair because he knew I would have a nut for him. Um, yeah, and I haven't seen him in a minute, so I really hope he's okay. Oh, did OBS die? Did OBS freeze? Did something happen to your feed, Mega Dragon? I can still see things on YouTube. That usually tells me if things are bad if the YouTube craps out. The feed keeps dropping? That's a shame. I'm so sorry, everybody. Oh, no. I guess it's not the only thing. Sometimes the Wi-Fi late at night gets overheated and scared.
Oh, it seems to be happening to everybody. I'm so sorry, everyone. Maybe I'm overpowering things. Yeah, it does say I keep dropping frames. I must be like clocking a lot of processing right now. Here, why don't I take a break, see if that helps. That's a shame. I'm sorry the feed keeps dropping. That's so annoying. I'm sure that has a lot to do with the fact that my geriatric laptop is doing a lot of work. Spotify takes up a lot of processing just to play the music. Why is my iCloud? Does that help? All right. Now we're saying 0 dropped frames. Let's see if me drawing does more of that. Does that help everyone? Is that better? Is that worse? Let me know. Someday if we get sponsorships, maybe that budget will improve our production value. But I appreciate you all for sticking it out. It means a lot. Lightning makes me feel a little bit like I'm channeling Sonic the Hedgehog. And I don't hate that. I'm really liking how the sisters are turning out. I think it's time to pivot and do some squirrels. Oh, the infamous webcomic. We're going to watch this get drawed 1 hour at a time every 2 weeks. Managed to do some storyboarding for a YouTube video I'm art directing for a friend. I'm real grateful for the opportunity. Some of you might have seen it in the multi-panel for Affinity Designer. So in this panel, Tipsy is speculating on the many dangers that Tootie might encounter if she goes into this heist scheme of hers to steal nuts blindly. So there might be a dragon that spits fire. There might be a gelatinous cube that she gets caught in. And Tootie is trying to muscle her way through like she always does in these scenarios. And Tipsy's trying to be the rational one. Like squirrels do. Trying to think what this panel should be. I like to draw as if I like to draw as I storytell. Tell the story as I draw. Sorry, my thinking and my talking are fighting each other for supremacy in this conversation. We don't seem to be dropping frames right now, so that's a good sign. Hopefully the feed is turning out better for everybody. I feel like Tootie just swung her hammer in this shot. Maybe it's just she's standing there. And there's like some kind of trap. What could the trap be? You know what? It could just be a monster has grabbed her hammer. I like that a lot. So it's one of those monster trap boxes. That wasn't the layer I wanted those on, but that's okay. They're gonna get merged anyway. I'm gonna just merge it now. For those who don't know, this is Affinity Designer. It's more the Photoshop killer than anything. Ashley, I hope you're having a great time gazing at us on Substack, and this is giving you the content you deserve. Oh, good job, Suribot, for deleting that spam. I don't know who Blatt times 2 is, but I don't want him here. But yeah, anyone got some big plans for the week? Are there more protests planned? Is everyone being safe and sensible? More drop frames. Stop dropping frames. What a sticky pickle. Here I was thinking it was the Spotify. I need a little more pep to this playlist. Cyrus, thanks for being here. We'll be here next Tuesday. Maybe even more. I might do a watch along again. For all the latest news, make sure to follow the Substack. Tell your friends. Bring them along. Oh, hey, Jen. Everybody, Jen's here. Cyrus joined us. And Christina. Or Cyrus or Christina. I believe it was Christina on Cyrus's account. But they just checked out as you checked in. Mega Dragon says hi.
Hi.
Lobotomy went on a date.
Oh.
At the well, they were in and then they went on a date.
Nice.
Kausta, I believe, is here. Everyone's making dinner.
Well, most of them been getting the updates all day about my Baldur's Gate journey anyway.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Did you see that video of Biscuit I sent you?
Not yet.
I shared it with the feed, so we all watched Biscuit. Do you want to share what you brought for the?
Oh, this is from
Here, let's take us.
from Allison's friend. Is it Aiden? Oh no, I've forgotten.
Alder?
Alden?
Alden?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I remember this.
Or he made it.
This is our friend Allison's friend Alder. Alden.
Yeah.
Alden, I'm so sorry, but this is a beautiful piece of art. Look, everyone, it's the Pink Pony Club. Who doesn't love that? Such a talent. We'll have to have them at an event. Vending for us.
Yeah.
But did you have a fun time playing Baldur's Gate, Jen?
I got murdered by a cow.
You got murdered by a cow. What did you do to that cow?
The cow was being sus.
The cow was being sus. Do you want to join?
No.
Okay, don't join. That's fine. I get it.
The cow was being sus.
The cow was being sus.
The only option it gave me was to punch it, and then everyone tried to kill me.
The cow.
Did kill me
Okay.
and Lae'zel, and we had to
It killed you and Lae'zel after you punched it for it being sus.
yeah.
Okay.
And then we had to. It wasn't just the cow; it was like the whole town turned against us.
Because you punched their cow.
Because I punched one cow.
I mean,
But he was suspicious.
what was so suspicious about
It
this cow?
said he was suspicious.
When you say it,
like you did, like I looked at it and it was like, there's something off about this creature.
so your immediate reaction was to punch it.
That was the only option I was given.
I see.
So I was
Because
like,
you
okay.
chose a suspicious of cow feature in your background
It
traits?
might have been wild shaping, and I was gonna,
Right, because if you damage it in wild shape, it would revert back to its normal form. But
or
that,
at least it would give me a clue that it was in wild shape.
but instead,
no, instead everyone tried to kill me.
because to them, you punch their cow.
Yeah.
I mean,
We fixed it.
when you say you fixed it, what does that mean?
It means Shadowheart and Gale didn't get killed, so they left, and came back later, and everyone had forgotten it, I guess.
Right, because when you leave a town.
And they found our dead bodies and revived them. So, it's fine.
Wow.
And the lesson is to save more often, and then that's what we did.
Oh, Mega Dragon, you're sick? That sucks. Did you hear anything Jen just said about punching a cow in Baldur's Gate and getting killed for it? Is OBS really dropping that many frames? Gosh golly. You didn't hear it at all? Well, maybe... That's strange. That's funny. The YouTube seems to be doing all right. I haven't seen it drop a frame this whole time. So yeah, apparently Jen's character found a cow out of town. The only option when she approached this cow was that there was something off. She and Lizelle punched the cow, or she punched the cow, and then she got Lizelle and her character killed. And then Gale and Shadowheart had to come back to the town to revive them, and then everything was fine. Typical, right? But did you learn 5e?
I learned some things.
Enough to DM per Allison's? Okay.
I don't think I only got through like one chapter of the game.
The cow punching chapter.
The cow punching chapter.
Wow. Baldur's Gate. Am I right? I haven't played it. I can barely play OBS. I think for this panel, I'm going to draw 2D trying to walk over a trap. I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Mega Dragon. What kind of ice cream are you eating? Have you been to Handel's in Burbank yet? I just had a strawberry shortcake that was pretty gnarly. Yeah, those are a lot of really bad traps for Tutu to get caught in.